Okay, everyone. I think we're done for the talking part. Maybe sit back down. Nancy, right back up, man. Oh my goodness. Excellent conversaciones. We need to stop now to move on. What? Enthusiasmo. Ah, perfecto. Okay. Nancy did hers in Spanish. Okay. Okay. When we sit down now, we'll tell you one more time. And you said it all in Spanish. You said it in Spanish. So, yeah. So the one thing, the big thing, small thing, the exciting thing, the thing that you will tell the world that you learned today, tweet that out now. Now, right now. Ahora mismo.
If you're in the back room, could you put up the hashtag screen, please, from the computer? We want to see the tweet cloud. Perfect. Gracias. So, o dije agora, one thing that you heard that you want to share. When I see that heads are up, I'll know that this is okay to move on. We'll give you one more minute, maybe. It's only 140 characters, so you can't write too much. Let's make it a short coffee break. I could. Okay. we solicit help for the chair? Or are we just going to go? We don't need to move chairs. Okay. 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 We're going to do one more thing before we take a quick break for coffee. Coffee. I know. I timed it perfectly for my second coffee. We're going to move into, after the coffee break, we're still in here. We're going to move into an activity where you are going to have the chance to, with groups, discuss one of these topics. And we're going to do it in a couple of rounds. So what we want to know from you is these are the topics. We have 14 spaces on the walls. Each one of those spaces is room for one of these topics. And you'll notice that these topics were basically the studios that we did. What we need to know from you, because we have a couple of extra spaces, is if there's any other topic that you want to discuss that isn't there. So you can think about that while you're on your coffee break. And if you do think of a topic that you think should be something that you really want to discuss with other people, come and talk to me or to Nancy or to any of us, and we can make that happen for you.
And when you come back, y cuando voltamos aquí, nos hacemos pequeños grupos de 8 o 10 cadeiras. Sillas. I should have remembered from last summer. Y cuando voltan, tal vez ustedes pueden ayudarnos y hacer los círculos de 8 sillas. Y yo voy a poner marca piso para cada círculo. ¿Entiendes? Muy bueno.
So when you come back, we're probably going to ask for some of your help in creating little groups with chairs where there's going to be X's on the ground, and we will need probably 8 chairs for each circle, because you'll be in groups of 8 times 14, and we'll be moving through those groups, okay? That's all you need to know for now. So go have coffee, go enjoy. We want to come back early though, so let me just tell you what time you should come back. Will 15 minutes be okay? 10, 15? Good? Okay.
So all the guys in the club, the guy, this man. That is good. Yeah. Those are really good. Well, you're going to put it in your report, right? Yeah, I should. Yeah, that's fantastic. They really responded. Yeah, they had a lot of fun. You know, one guy, one of the oldest ones. Well, I'll tell you in a minute. Okay. But we need to go for it.
Is somebody going for coffee? To get coffee?
Yeah, eventually. At the moment, no. I was gonna let the participants get their first crack.
Go around that one now.
can, I mean, while we're talking,
I already got
somebody,
the open ones.
somebody in their group can open one. There's a knife that can putzing around here. It's like,
You want a knife?
yeah, I
that
think
help?
it's over there. Yeah.
This will be your first challenge today. Open the post.
Yeah, totally. Exactly. Don't get frustrated.
I think 3M fell apart on
We
this.
want you to have
This isn't 3M, I don't think. This is Memo Tip.
Okay, you cut
I'll
now.
cut and you rip.
Oh, we got a system now. System behind.
I'll do some of this.
I could go scatter a few.
Here, these ones are all undone. There are
Oh, shoot, I didn't find it.
no. Oh, here's some too.
Gracias. Ah.
Coconut. Hola. ¿Qué tú? Yo lo hice como me veo probado hasta el final. Ahorita igual diga todos los objetivos, pero ahorita ya ni esa parte. También tiene no me preocupa, más que otra cosa.
I haven't looked in a while.
It was an interesting mix. Many of them kind of had high-level reflections. You know, it's a challenge to do things, good to do it together. You referred specifically to things they did.
I think these will get them into a little more detail.
Yeah, that was a warm up.
Right. I read some like the similarities that they're finding in their experience.
Well, to me, it's clear people wanted to tell their story.
Yeah, this group was buzzing.
Few people identified challenge or problems or issues.
I think we can emphasize that here too, right? It's not all like
Yes.
sunshine and unicorns, right? Some things did.
Yeah.
That's the things to think about when you're recommending it.
Okay, I'm gonna use a microphone. Okay, everybody, we're going to start. So you will see on the screen. Oh, can we have the screen with the topics? Thank you. On the screen, you are sitting, if your number where you're sitting, so you're sitting at number 16. That one has no topic. So you will have to have a topic. For 15 and 16. 15 and 16 are open topics. So as a group, you have to decide what topic you want to talk about. Or you go to another one like memes or video or assessments. No, there isn't. I'll let Nancy figure that out. No, she is. Yeah. Come in, sit down. Preferably you choose the number of the spot is what you want to talk about. And we will be doing 2 or 3 rounds of this. So you have a chance to go more to different topics. As soon as you hear the microphone, they start thinking, okay. I'm getting better at this. We're just hurting people. I know. I didn't put it up until I knew we actually had it, but it's right over there. It's all ready. Good. It's a small piece of paper to go right there. You want me to take over? Yeah. Okay. Tenemos números no centro dos círculos. Os números are those numbers. So, 1 está aquí, 2 ahí, 3, 4, 5, 7, así, como una reloj, como un clock.
y escoger o tópico que tú quieres. Por ejemplo, 7 flipped learning y 8 free stuff. Y 9 aquí, 9 liberating structures, 10 evaluación, herramientas de evaluación, 11 audio, 11 está todas personas, audio, 12 scenario based learning, 13 visual facilitation, 14 rethinking your classroom, totalmente, ¿sí? I will, I'll get to that. I want to get them seated first. Okay, entonces, también tenemos 16 y 17 que no tenemos un tópico. ¿Alguien quiere un tópico que no está en este 14? Por ejemplo, yo quiero hablar sobre chocolate. 16. Si no tienes tópico, ustedes tienen que mudar para otro círculo, ¿ok? En mi portañol. 13. Facilitación visual. 3 alternate assessments. This is cualquier cosa. Ok. Tenemos más personas. Por favor. Sí. No. Las personas. Porque no podemos begin. Iniciar. Yuhu. Come on. Rápido. Come on. Ok. Eu vou explicar. Ok? Tenemos suficiente. Ok. Assessment aqui. Ok. Qual tópica? Colaboración presencial. Ok. 16, colaboración presencial. Ok. ¿Cualquier otro tópico que no tenemos aquí? Ok. Entonces, por favor, me escuchan y yo voy a hablar en inglés. I'm lazy. Okay? So, just to repeat, each circle has a topic. And this one, which isn't up there, is face-to-face collaboration. Okay? Okay? Can I have your attention? Because this is complicated. Okay? Can I have your attention? I'm still looking at the people talking. Shh. Okay. So we're going to do a process called shift and share. I'm going to tell you the purpose of the process, then I'm going to tell you how it works, and then I'll take questions. Okay? So the purpose of this next, how many minutes, whatever it is to pull out specific things you learned and share them around a shared topic. So today's is alternative assessments. So this will be a conversation. What did we learn about alternative assessments? What would we want other people to know about alternative assessments? This is our thread through the entire day. What did we learn, and what are we going to share out to other professors at UDG, in Mexico, to the world, okay? Reflect, pull out the idea, share. Reflect, pull out the idea, share. Reflect, pull out the idea, share, okay? So you'll have 20 minutes in each round to discuss the topic. And here's how I would suggest you do it. You take 10 minutos to share your examples. That means you share them very briefly. You don't tell the 20-minute story. Okay? You can refer them to your report later on if they want to read the whole story. But let's say I did a face-to-face collaboration, and the most important thing about that was building social bonds between the students before they got too deep in the collaboration. That would be an example. Yeah? And then you might ask me a question, what do you mean? Blah, 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 blah. Okay? Then, in the next 10 minutes, I want you to put each key lesson onto a Post-it note. One lesson, one Post-it note. Here. One Post-it note, one lesson. Importante, okay? You'll see why. Then, we're going to give you a signal, and you could go to another station and have another conversation. Mixed up. All of you don't have to go there. You might go there. You go to the station you want to go to next. We repeat the process. 10 minutes to tell your stories, 10 minutes for key lessons, one lesson per Post-it note, okay? Depending on the time, we'll do 2 or 3 rounds, okay? And then we'll have a special final round, but I'll tell you about that when we get there, okay? So you understand the reason, the purpose for this? You understand the process? You have questions? No? Oh, someone has a question, right? You have a timer? Okay. You have a question. 12. Can we go back to the list for a second on the slide? Okay, scenario-based learning.
The number 12, we discussed about the different kinds of the scenarios, so we made it inside of the classes, or what about?
Any kind. So you might have done your scenario online in the class, but the question is, what did you learn in using scenarios for teaching and learning, and how were the students engaged? And if I were doing a scenario, what advice would you give me? Do it, don't do it. If you do it, remember these things. Okay. Okay. That was a good question because it gives us an example. Okay. So on your mark, get set, learn. We'll give you a signal at 10 minutes. That's a good reminder. You want a sip? See, I forgot to bring these last time. This is for you. So tell me, what did you ask me in email?
I sent you an email. Do you remember when you give me a card? And I wrote
Mhm.
but you never answered it. And I was wondering why.
Because I have no memory of getting it.
Now,
I had one point where my email server went down, but most of those people got a bounce message. You know, this message cannot be sent, but I'm sorry. Well, what did you email me about? What did you say?
Well, I wrote you about the this brother who was living in USA 34 years and suddenly came back to my home. And as I asked you from your side,
My son? Oh, well, I'm raising my grandchildren now. So they live with us from Sunday night till Friday night, and sometimes 7 days a week. And mom is very mentally ill, and she won't get treatment. And my son is very depressed and won't do anything. But the kids are doing great. So it's been two, 5 and 2. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm young again. It's been a roller coaster. They've been living with us for 3 months now. Yeah. So September 1st I moved in. But you know, I have resolved in my heart to love them and parents, but I can't fix them. I can't tell them what to do. I can only role model a healthy life, and I devote all my energy to the children. It's enough, and I can't. They have to fix themselves. If they ask for help, I'm there. But if they're not gonna, if they don't want to fix themselves, at one point we thought she was suicidal. We thought she was going to kill herself. I mean, it was, and I kept trying to get her into care, and I realized I actually made her act crazier.
I hope we can have a little time free.
Please, it would be my pleasure.
And I open Facebook. I have now.
Okay. Yeah, let me find you on Facebook right now, and we'll just do it right now. Porque agora no momento. Eh? Okay, but my brain español.
I know. Don't worry.
And let's see. What is your username?
Socorro. S-O-R-R.
SOCTOORR
Arias. Space.
space.
A-R-I.
Which one of those is yours? They need help. It's half a second. I'm gonna go help them. I'll be right back. See if one of those is you. No, I was hearing. It's simply my name.
Well, ninguna. No one.
Laguna. Okay, let's go back. Let's search again. Socorro de Arias, Guadalajara. Socorro Arias Garcia. Okay, let's try. Let's look for more.
I think she's.
See if that. Well, okay. Let's see. I sent you a friend request. We'll see. I'm Nancy White, but there's many Nancy Whites, so you want the one in Seattle. Mm-hmm.
Just a little observation from Thomas. We're getting a bit of one person talking. So when we turn over to the 10 minutes and start right, just so they
Yeah. What time are we at? Oh, my problem is she's locked, so I can't. Oh, it's 13:15. Got 3 more minutes. Do you want me to sign the book?
Yes. I beg you.
Now, do you go by Coco with a C or Coco with a K? You never know.
It's me? I asked you if you want to be my friend.
Yes. Friend request. Sí, sí, sí. Perfecto. Okay, yeah, let's check it. You know, when you're online, look and see if you see my friend request. Perfect. And I'm sorry I did not see it.
No, don't worry.
I do worry.
Yeah. Ciao.
Just a couple things that kind of emerged watching and interacting, dealing with questions. Yeah, I'm trying to hear questions. Not entirely sure it was clear that it should be a group where there's reference to an implementation. People kind of treating them as generalized topic areas. One thing that came out, for example, that group that was for the classroom, they sat down with that group and they had no idea what the classroom even was. Because again, actually, the studios that week, none of the implementation from the classroom.
So what are they talking about?
Well, I just kind of gave a 3-minute overview of the basic principles of it, except for their implementations where you,
Would you consider it part of that?
well, where you kind of had, where you applied that basic technique. But anyway, I just checked in with Tanis, and that did concern her. So she's hoping when we shift that we reemphasize it to try to tie it to actual implementations. And we might either fill the flipped classroom group or clarify it. Maybe. The group that sat down for the classroom had never heard the term. They had no idea. The people that sat down had no idea.
It's time, you guys.
So I think we just do some people sitting. We might want to
Nancy, it's time. Okay.
Bing bong, bing bong. Okay. So, 10 minutos está passado, ok? Agora, como se diz harvest? Como se diz harvest? Harvest. Cosechar. We're going to cosechar the insights. So can I have your attention for a second? Okay, so I want to clarify 2 things. These are insights from your implementations. So from real stuff that you really did. And we realized that one group, the flipped classroom, was a studio that only happened in the 2nd week. So we apologize for that. We just created confusiasmo. But as you harvest your lessons, please make them related to what you really did. You learned from experience. Because the first studios were about ideas. Today, it's about what really happened. Does that make sense? So 1 idea per post-it, and you have about 8 minutes to do that. Okay? ¿Listos? Vámonos. Post-its on the paper in front of you. Did you create a new group?
Yes, we Vera
And what's it about? What's the topic? Oh, did you just get here? Yeah. Okay. So what? Sí. ones you just said we already have? Learning? That's everything. Okay, so what I need to do is put up the two more additional. So would you write the title here? Great. Let's put up the last, the extra ones then. Yeah.
Alex, we have the topics on it, but you can share a charge. Got the power?
Oh, yeah.
¿Qué te fue difícil porque los muchachos quisieran participar?
Because in Mexico it's Mandarin.
Sí, Francisco fue profesor ahí. ¿Y tienen la opción?
3 minutos, 3 minutos. Una idea para cada papelzinho.
¿Con qué te encontraste tú para que los alumnos no quisieran participar? ¿Cuáles fueron tus
Pretextos.
ajá? No querían, ¿verdad?
Les dieron
Aquí están.
Alan. He loves a lot of web design. So,
Okay. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, okay, okay. ¿Listos? Okay. So, finish your sentence. Finish what you're saying. Shh. This is a quiet one. Can you hear me okay? Okay, good. Okay. So, in front of you now, you have this rainbow of insights. Okay? Now you're going to leave your beautiful insight. Goodbye. And choose another group that relates to your implementation. So let's say I have been, where's video? Where's video? Where's video? Raise your hand, video. Okay, video. So I've been doing a lot of video evaluation. So I might choose my second group. I'll come over here. And before I start talking, I'm going to read what's on the floor. Okay? Antes de hablar, leer os brilliant insights on the floor. And then we're going to have another conversation. What did I do with video? What did I learn with video? Now, when you think about 10 minutes for conversation and 10 people, that means you're listening 90% of the time and talking only 10% of the time individually. And that is a hint is make sure the quiet people have a turn, okay? Because some of us, like me, talk too much. Perfecto, Alan, perfecto, okay? So, in un momento, you're going to go to another group. We're going to repeat the process. Okay, now, one more invitation. Let's say I was in, what's this one? Oh, this was face-to-face collaboration. Let's say that I am so in love with face-to-face collaboration. Me alone, I'm going to stay here and host this conversation the next time around. So when the next groups come, I could give them a brief overview. So an option is to have one person stay with the group if they so love the topic. There's no obligation. But if you love the topic, you can stay, okay? Okay, so remember, we're talking about the lessons learned from implementation. So go to a station that's about something from your implementation. Okay? We're good? Ready, set, learn. Okay, we need a timer. And her phone's locked, so.
I got it. How many minutes?
10 minutes,
10
please.
minutes. This I can do.
Oh, so,
We end the flipped classroom group.
would you go?
I'll just do that. Yeah.
PK said he could facilitate it too. If he wanted. They didn't do it, right? Yeah. Right.
Over here, they did all their, the audio group, they did all their. Did you see that group? They were wearing their and they did them with icons. I got one. And then over here, they did graphic facilitation and interactive facilitation. I don't know where they're at now. If you want to, there's some I'm not going to stop you.
Let's see.
Right now? Taking photos, I have a question.
Yeah, why not? Everybody won't get to talk, but
No, what? No, no, more the design. I built a right.
¿Puedo poner aquí mis cosas?
Claro, adelante.
Para no andar platicando.
Muy bien. Dígame.
Alternative assessment, que es alternar materias.
Alternativo de evaluación.
Ah, de
De
evaluación.
evaluación.
El Ingrid, esto volverme a meter porque gracias.
A ti.
2 minutos until harvest. Ok, atención para un momento, por favor. Atención para un momento. Para un momento, todos. Un momento, por favor. Okay, so as you get ready to harvest the insights from your implementations around your topic, insights from real work around a topic, I want you to think about the why. Why was this important? What worked? What didn't work? And capture those things. In fact, often we learn more from what didn't work. There's this, oh, I'll do it differently next time, okay? So dig deep, okay? Don't just say, memes are good. Say why. Or don't say, flipped classroom was useful. Say why. And imagine if your best friend, teacher friend came up to you and said, I'm thinking about using memes. What would you tell them? Make it usable. Make it specific. Because this is the magic of what we're learning. Okay? Am I making sense in translation? Yeah? Dig deep. Reflect. Okay, you've got 8 minutes to harvest this round, and we'll do one more round. Okay? Harvest.
You want 10 more? The harvest should get increasingly short. First time I'll take 4 times. And the rounds I might make the next round. 10 minutes of talk and 5 minutes. Oh, it exploded in size.
Make sure you write it down. Escreve no papel, no papelzinho, papelcito. Un minuto, un minuto. Ok. Atención, por favor. Atención, por favor. Na aula. People. Okay. Can I have your attention? Okay. I'm going to be mean Nancy now. Arr. So as I look at the Post-its, some I can look at it and say, I understand the lesson. Some of the Post-its, I have no idea what the learning was. If it says a tool, Wix, what about Wix? How did you use it? How did it engage your students? What was the problem? What was the opportunity? Dig deep. I want you to think really critically, because after this, we're going to be doing the comparte session, where you have to write up something we're publishing on the open web about your work. And it should reflect that critical thinking, that reflection upon your practice that makes you a good professional. That's the difference of a good professional, is they can understand why they did something and what happened. Okay? So we're going to do another round. You can choose another topic. And this time, don't generalize. Be specific. I had students give me video feedback because I could then show the video to them, and they actually understood their learning in a new way, not just me. That would be an example, okay? How does it engage your students? How does it improve your teaching? Okay? So if someone just says, I use videos, it was great, don't let them get away with it. Hold them. Why was it great? Tell me the deep stuff, okay? So look up on the wall. We'll do one more round, and then we will do a final harvest. So ready, set, learn. 10 minutes for discussion, and then we'll do 5 minutes for harvest.
With a favorite food? Yeah. And that's true. That's good. Okay.
Spanish for research. Where's Taskmaster? Has the timer gone?
Yeah, I put it on mine because your screen locked.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Atención. Did we just harvest? Was that discussion? So, confusiasmo. Okay. Atención. Okay. This was the last open discussion. And now, as you look at your group and you look down at those pieces of paper, you may have some new ones from this round. But make sure if someone else looked at that Post-it, they can figure out what you meant. Okay? So really, get clear on your lessons. If the pen's too big, use your other pen. If it takes 2 Post-its, stick them together. That's okay. Okay? I'm going to give you 5 minutes to harvest, and then we're going to do the final sense making. I know. How do you say sense making? Okay?
Que te haga sentido. Que te haga sentido.
¿Cater sentido?
Que te haga.
Que te haga sentido. And that's going to be the most important round. Okay, harvest this round. Be critical. Be tough. Be clear. Go. Let's spread out and
It's kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you have no blood sugar pressure?
Well, a little bit.
After last time, oh yeah. Gee, in the theater, we were there for so long.
Let's give those out. I'm doing this to Brian. Okay, great. I'll
You're
take
right.
some.
We needed really facilitators, each one pushing it.
Yeah.
That's what we needed.
Yeah.
Hi, Nancy.
Ay,
Muchas
sí, de nada. Okay. Brian? Give him a 1-minute warning.
Okay. Un minuto más en esta parte. Un minuto. Movimiento a conclusión. Por favor. And so one less. I think so. Okay. Su atención, por favor. Okay, we are moving towards the synthesis now. This is the part of the exercise where we take all of the discussions we have had and create about 5 products that someone could come, look at, and understand. So, we're passing around 5 sheets of paper. In your group, look at all the discussion that's happened and try to identify more or less 5 key learnings that could be shared outside. And it's very important that on each sheet of paper, I could come, pick it up, and understand what it is. The other key point is, this isn't about superficial ideas related. This is about learning that came out of implementations. So if I was to say to Alan, please, what was one of the learnings you had from your implementation on audio?
Oh, my students love SoundCloud. They made a lot of SoundClouds.
Now, is that a good reflection?
You're saying yes.
One person liked it. Okay, how about let's let Alan do better. I know he can. Alan, a reflection on your implementation related to audio.
Well, when my students got together in a group and did a radio show, they really showed their understanding of their local community through a sound.
Okay, a little more. Okay. Do you understand the difference of what we hope for? One other key thing is we have some lonely people in visual. So although we are staying in the groups you are in now, the flipped classroom is problematic. We'll leave that aside. But if you have an interest in the visual element, I think they would enjoy having a couple more people. Do we understand what we need to do? 5 key, useful, transferable learnings. They will eventually be attached, and we will use them. And we'll have about 15 minutes. 1 per sheet of paper. If you need more paper, just abre su mano para más papeles. And we need to be able to understand it. Spanish is fine, but full sentences and thoughts. Claro? Okay, 15 minutos. Gracias. Oh, that was kind of what.
It's not so hard. But I guess it's like a lighter way to say.
Oh, what's that one?
That's the hard.
Oh, okay. So it's not going to offend anyone? But the other one I won't say.
The other one.
No, I don't say that. Is it me?
We don't have the timekeeper for this section.
I have
Oh, have you? Okay, where are we at?
12 and a half.
Okay.
You said 15, right?
Yeah, I said 15, and I was going to give them 10 and 5-minute warnings. Cool.
Oh, man, I'm tired. Yeah, see? Misunderstood. Okay.
What's that? Okay. Go ahead. I was just going to say 10 minutos más. Tenemos 10 minutos más en esta parte. 10 minutos más. Oh.
Sí, sí, sí.
Thank you.
What? It was already tabled. Wow, table. She is. We've got one studio express. Yeah, like one major point. Like it's not major point is it brings the technique brings the class together.
Okay.
I have one studio express person, so or we can start. Yeah, we can. We got the lunch. Yeah. So we're gonna be finished by 12. And we have that's perfect. And we have no, we have parte. Okay.
So this can start at 12.
Yeah, then we
We
have
have a little more time in the compartment. So it's going to
Yeah.
be
Okay. Good.
fine to have one question for you.
Form. The yes no consent question isn't showing when I refresh.
Okay, let me take a look at
I tried moving it down, it didn't make a difference. So and I didn't want to mess around more.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
But everything else is done.
Cool. See what that's doing.
It is really easy to use.
Oh, good.
And there's some great insights.
Panis? The issue was the conditional logic was flipped. It would only show when you.
Compañeros, ¿alguien extravió un recibo de transporte de taxi? Es un recibo de Easy Taxi, Terminal Zapopan al Hotel México Plaza. Si es de alguien, aquí lo tenemos. Gracias.
That's what I did. So I just took the conditional off. I'm just letting you know what I did. So unfortunately, if they say no, the question can still appear. They can just stop at that point.
I can explain that.
Yeah. Okay.
This is more important than they actually do.
I get that. Yeah. I just wanted to let you know what I did.
Thanks. And we're ready.
I think we are. I will just confirm that it's actually on the page version. Oh no. But it's oh yeah, he doesn't have help right now. It wasn't his mother coming over. Oh no.
Tres minutos más. Movimiento para conclusión, por favor. 3 minutos.
Right here. Serious games. Do it. Excellent.
Fabulous. Okay, now you got to put, say sorry, you got to put your name there. Here. Thank you, sir. Fantastic. That's your name.
Yep. Good. Okay, we'll be figuring it out. We'll tell you at lunch. Thanks, Cesar.
¿Más papel?
We got a couple of groups who are a little off course. They're going to need a minute or two more.
Okay, no
Oh,
problem.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so I'd say give them two
No problem.
and maybe give them a 2-minute warning.
Sure, okay. I'm honestly not sure how we transition out. Do you want to tag in at that point, or I mean, I'm
Into you're on deck for compartments. So
Okay.
I said, you know, the red thread here. Remember, the red thread is reflect.
Right.
You know, learn and share.
okay.
So now we've
We're gonna
done a
move.
lot of reflective and learning, and this is to basically get our
Got it.
exercise muscles ready.
Got it.
for
Got it.
They're gonna have to move.
I'm sorry you had
see
to.
the screens or?
And people are gathering the papers and
You
posting them.
You might be just asking if they can, or you could ask them if they can.
And I see some of them are posting their papers.
They should all be posted.
Okay.
So we have a new role. The role is the bully role. Yeah, okay.
2 minutos. Recibimos 1 minuto más extra. When you were finished, as you can see, some people are posting their sheets on the wall. When you were complete, please do that. But we will give you 2 more minutes to do everything, please. 2 minutos más.
So you want have to select here though? Well, this is the result. Right. I was recording the error of the results for the okay. Because all the songs are named. Right. We're gonna put this as all. They better more or less to themselves how they pronounce it. Right. Me telling them, but this is the result. Okay. And it's just little. I not part of the concert. It was an hour-long concert. Another funny thing about these songs are common in the United States, but songs like we don't hear the song here, for them it was very hard to pronounce them. It was very hard to get them because we don't hear the songs yet. But I taught them those songs. When we were out
One more bit. As you put your reflections and lessons on the wall, we ask one question of yourself. Imagine someone like me looks at the learning on the wall. Does it answer the question, why? ¿Por qué colaboración? ¿Por qué audio in implementation? If you have done that, great. If you're not sure, si no es seguro que es la pregunta por qué is in there, please take a moment now before we start the next part to add even a few words about that. Claro? Is that clear? If you don't understand what I just asked, please arriba su mano and I will come talk to you. answer addresses the question, why Twitter? Not just Twitter was good, Twitter did this, Twitter did that. If somebody who didn't know Twitter go, oh, very good. Like, that was all we, some groups, not every group did it. That was why it was reminded. Gracias. Okay, wonderful. Oh, okay, underneath. Okay, sure. Yes, good. Okay. Oh, excellent. Thank you. Uno minuto más. They're here. They're just finishing. And you can paste that underneath if you wish. That would be excellent. Gracias. Muy bien. Start yelling at them and hand off to you. We don't have any airplane. Oh, are they aware of that? Might be that. So there's a bit of an airplane issue and we're still taking, so I'm just gonna make sure that one actually. Okay, I think it's a great idea.
I don't know if they're yeah, whatever you can pull out about how this will help them next.
Yeah, so basically say, think about the
They can still hear you. You might actually have to send me a board. It might be good time.
I'll try to. So,
I don't know how that translates.
so I'll do my best to capture it. Why don't be afraid to dive in?
Oh no, we're shy and retired.
I'd rather keep up the mic for me.
Well, or else with pantomime, because that's you know. He didn't know he was getting into that. I think we should man.
Sure, I'll answer that. I'll say that.
I'm gonna come sit down for a second. So you might get time to sit down. Tweeting there.
Yeah, we're just waiting to get airplay. So.
Wrap up the, with the tuck and pin.
I wonder if you can get on airplay from another device.
It's not working again. I think they restarted it earlier.
Volver a conectar.
Oh, Lord. I'm turning into an old lady. We're just waiting for airplay. Yeah, no, I think we got there. We got there.
Yeah, it's not even showing right now. So
I think they restarted.
That's a great picture.
Oh,
She okay? She tripped on the water bottle.
Okay, we are just waiting on an issue with the technology. Before we go to the next section, let me say one more time, we would love it if you felt comfortable to lead 20 minutes of discussion on a technique that was especially useful to you for 20 minutes or so during Studio Express. We have a few of you have signed up, 4 of you, but we would love to have more. So please, if you're willing, thank you. Sign up is up here. And it looks like we have the technology, so we're going to shift into the next section. This particular part of the exercise is probably, at least from our perspective, the most important part of the day. So please do pay close attention. What we want to be able to do is to spend the next section working together to create a public document which will capture in the most effective and useful way possible the learning and the impact of your implementations resulting from this. This is going to be a public website which we will be encouraging people to come read. So this is going to be a showcase that we are going to be doing together. Before I hand off to Alan, we just wanted to reflect on what happened here in the sense that when you start to describe your implementations, yes, at the beginning, what is maybe what you talk about, and how is what you talk about. But as we hope became clear in the process, what and how are not sufficient. We also need why, and we also really hope to activate what you learned so that people in the future can learn from you. We have a concept, I don't know how it will translate into Spanish, but in English, the phrase we use is pay it forward. And what can anyone say what that would mean in Spanish if you understand that phrase? No, it's different. Well, I will just tell you what it means to me. It means that when I do work, I am receiving the learning of the people who have come before me. People have taught me. And that's why when I'm here, I am drawing on the experiences of people who have shared what they know with me. What we are doing here is not just showing our work. What we hope to have is an artifact that will allow future generations and other people to look at your work and learn from you so they can take that learning forward. Does that concept make sense? Sharing is caring. Gracias. So if that, I hope, is clear, by all means, if you still are struggling with that, once the work begins, please raise your hand and talk to any of us, because we really want this next part to be good. And we believe it can be. We've been seeing such amazing work. We've been listening to the discussions. And what we desperately want to do is to capture that and document it and share it. Okay? And with that, oh, we've lost the internet again. Oh, do we have it back? We're working on a resolution. Una canción de Brian. Yo no conozco español, pero yo hablo. Me gusta aquí en Guadalajara. Mi hotel tiene un gato muy amable. Pero tengo gato en mi camisa ahora. Porque el gato es conmigo. How's the resolution there? Please don't make me sing again. Pasan favor? Pasan favor. So the concept of pay it forward is pasan favor. And I don't know how you feel, but watching the work in July, which was one of the most incredible experiences of my life, thank you all for that. And then watching the development in Dilo and on Twitter and seeing the work that came to us in the reports, and then seeing this here, I truly believe something powerful here has happened, at least for many of you. And we very, very much want to do it justice in this process. So that's why we're stressing that. And with that, are we still asking me to tap dance? Okay, good idea. So I will give you a preview of what we're going to ask you to do, and maybe we can take a moment to think about it. The result of what we're going to ask you to do is essentially share those key learnings of your one best implementation. And that's going to be the process. But again, not just the how and the what. We also want the why and the deeper learning that came to you from that. So perhaps while we wait, we'll just take a moment, get clear. What would be your one best implementation to share, which you will be doing soon? Right, and it doesn't have to be your best one. It could have been a failure. If that's where the learning came, then by all means share that one. That would be very brave.
I'm just going to explain it. Okay, you won't be able to see what I'm trying to show you because the technology is not working. When we go out to the aulas, we're going to be using the site that I built called Comparte, which you've heard us talk about. And when you go to the site, you're just going to click a button. It's called Escribe, write. It will bring up a web form that's going to have places for you to put your information. It's really bad that I can't do this demo, so you're going to have to be patient for us because we probably will have to show you in the room. The first thing on the form is going to be, it's tiny. It's about a quarter of my screen. I can't show that. The first thing that you're going to need to think about is the title. Please do not use a title for your report like Agora report or implementation report. Be very specific. The title should describe what you're going to write about. The next thing, this is, okay. So who knows what they're going to write about? Anybody? Cesar, is your title going to be computer project?
No.
What will your title be?
Use of online wiki for teaching artificial intelligence.
So use of wiki, very specifically, if you saw that as a title, that might make you want to read Cesar's report. The next field is obvious. It's your name, which I think you have no problem with. If you do want to include your Twitter handle, I would put Alan Levine @Cogdog, optional. That will link to your report, your Twitter name. The next part is a big editing field, and this is where you do your writing. If you have already written something in Google Docs or Microsoft Word, you can just copy that and paste it into this field. That field will already have some default headings and little prompts if you have not written anything. You do not have to use our headings. You can completely erase what I have put on there and put your own information. Mostly we want somewhat of an introduction, maybe who you are or what class you did this for. Then it's going to be the why you did your implementation, the thing that you did differently. The next is como, how you did it. Do not just say, I made Facebook groups for my students. Be very specific. Let other people know the things that you did and how you did it. You can also add photos to your report. Photos are very good. So if you have photos on your device or you can get them, you will upload them to the Comparte form and you can put them right in the body of your report. If you have, boy, I'm hoping this comes up, but I'm not going to count on it. If you have examples like YouTube videos, SoundCloud, or Twitter, you do not have to put screen captures. If you put the URL, the web address for any tweet, any YouTube video, any SoundCloud, when it's published, it'll actually embed the media into your report. And there is an example that you will see on the front page of the Comparte site. Because can you make the URL big enough? Oh, okay. Look at that. Somebody fixed it. Yes, I just did that temporarily. No. I'm going to take it off after we do it. Take it off now. That's okay. Okay. You pretend that I didn't say anything because I was just confusing you. So this is the Comparte site where you will go to do your writing. What you will produce, I asked two people, I asked Diego Rojas if I could borrow his report, and this is a published example of a Comparte report. There's always an image at the top to represent your report. There's his nice title. You can see he has the Guadalajara official symbol. He's got his sections. It looks very nice. He has links, so use hyperlinks. He has some embedded images. He's got more. Now this is an example. This is a tweet, and all the links in the tweet work. It's embedded right into the page. This tweet has a photo in it, so it works very well. Here, this is a SoundCloud link that we just put in the site, and when you play it, it's operational. So here is one example of a completed report. Veronica Marin, here's her report that I put in this form. So you can see it has media and text, and she used this format. When you come to Comparte, you will click on Escribe, and here is the form. Can somebody hold this so I can type? Okay, so my title of my report, I've already set up a demo of it, is how to do a terrible demo. That's not a very good report. The default for the name is anonymous, but we do not want to be anonymous. I will put my name. I put Cogdog because I like my Twitter handle. Now, we can see in this editing field that there is already information and headings by default. Again, you do not have to use these. And even if I want more writing tools, I can open up and I can do things like I can change the headings on this to different size headings. But because I've already written my report in Google Forms, I'm going to copy this information and I'm going to completely replace it. And everything I copied from Google Forms has come across. So I can do additional things. I like this as a red color, and I can change the color if I think that's important. I have a photo that I'm going to add. I will click Add Media, and I'm going to go to a folder where I have a photo that I've already decided that I want to use. I'm going to drag it from my folder and put it right into Comparte. It will upload. And I want to make this center aligned. And then I want to be a big photo. Yes.
That's okay. We can.
Okay, it'd be helpful in the back if you can shut off the video. They do not need to see me. I would like to see the full screen, people in the back. So you can see the image got put right into my, the body of my work here. I have a quote here, but maybe I want to make that a little more formatted. It doesn't look very different. And you can see that I have a link to a YouTube video. It's not a hypertext link. It's just a plain text URL. I put a little note in here. I have a sound clip URL in here. And I've got a little bit more of text that has hyperlinks. This is a quote from Wikipedia. So this is an editor like Google Docs or MS Word. So when I am in Twitter, if I want to use a tweet, let's say I want to use, no, leave me alone, Twitter. If I want to use one tweet in my report, the time here where it says 2 horas is a link. This is the link to one tweet. So I will copy that URL and I'm going to put that link in here. Doesn't look very interesting right now. If you want to add a footnote to the end of your report, if you want to maybe link to your Google Doc as a report, you can put just a little, say, and this was done as part of the UDG Agora. That will get appended to the end of your note. The header image is what appears at the top. Your image should be something that will, the middle of the image will be what is cut to look like the image that I want. So I could use someone else's image that's already in here. And in fact, I might do that, but I have, let's see, another, not that image. I will use this clown image. I don't know why. And I've added that image. I can put a caption on it from Wikipedia if I want to give it my source. There are categories for your projects. You can check as many: active learning and creation with media. We've asked you to list the disciplines that your project would be of interest to. These are entered as, let's see, mathematics, which is really not appropriate, English, oh look, mathematics came up, and dance. You like that. Separate each one by a comma. We also ask you to share what technologies you use. So if I start typing Facebook, it will actually give me guesses based upon the other ones that people have used. So it might be Facebook groups, it might be Twitter, and it might be dance, dance, dance. I don't know what that is. Your email, although it says optional, this is very important for you to put, because when you publish your report, we will send you by email a special link that you can use to come back and edit or modify your report. So unlike the challenge bank that you used in July, you could not change what you wrote. With Comparte, you can. So I'm going to put my email address, if I can spell it. The next field is you can just ignore. Once you've done the first round of entry, I'm going to publish my draft. If I had done, let's say I had forgotten to put my title, if I have made a mistake, it will show up in red and tell me what I did wrong. Oh, I forgot my title. If I decide that, oh, I want to change this to bold, so you will make all changes that you want. And you keep revising. When I've made that revision, if I want to see what it will look like, this link will show a preview. So there's my clown image. Not very good. It looks like a headless clown. But there's my title, my link. This has my information. This is the YouTube video, so it automatically embedded it, smooth dancing. There is a link to a SoundCloud, which will play if you could hear the audio. And I can see that looks pretty good, but I still may want to make a few more changes. So I may decide, oh, that was the wrong category. So you will do this as many times until the report gets to be like the way you want it to look. Very important, it's not completely finished until you click Publicación Final. Now that has been added to Comparte, and I can actually go see it. This is now published on the site. Your report hopefully will look much better. At the bottom, it will show you the most recent ones. The reason we ask you to add your disciplines is so we can see the common reports that speak to different disciplines by mathematics. There's only one right now. Hopefully we'll see more. Or by particular technology. So as people read your reports, they may want to see all the ones that used Facebook groups, that same terrible demo. At the bottom of your report, if you ever wish to, if you've lost that link to get the email, if you click Request Now, that will send only to me, the author, a link that I can find my link so I can go back and edit my Comparte. So there are many parts to this. We will have someone in each room to make sure you aren't confused. We will do some, probably we will have you do your first few rounds and share with each other so you can get some feedback. But the point here, we hope to have maybe 300 reports published in the format of Veronica's and Diego's that are part of this entire collection that will be a useful resource for UDH and the world. Hopefully in this format that looks very interesting and is very readable and approachable. So again, we've had you think about in these exercises that you give detailed information and something that will be helpful to another instructor. Okay.
Okay, can we have the lights up? Los luces? Ah, sí, va. Ok. Yo pienso que tal vez unos de ustedes tienen preguntas. No hay problema. Vámonos para las aulas lá embaixo. You remember the classrooms? Okay. And just divide yourselves across. Are we doing 6 or 7? 5 rooms. So we're going to be in 5 rooms. Who brought a laptop? Okay, good. So, you know, we want to spread you out. So when you go down there, if room 1 is full, go to room 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. One of us will be in each room. We can look at the comparte together where you can see it closely and you can put your hands on it. You will enter your draft, and then you will find a partner in the room and you will switch, and they will read yours and you will read theirs, and you will give them feedback. Now, I think you remember over here, I think I was really being very mean over here, right? I'm the bully. I was being very mean to you, right? I was mean. It's a bully. I want you to be very tough on each other. What do you mean by that? Why is that important? Because, as Alan said, this is going to be a resource to each other, to UDG, to Mexico, to the world. So we want to really use each other to improve the writing, because I don't know about you, but my first draft is usually needing help. Now, how many of you brought, have on a Google Drive your draft that you've been thinking about, your materials? How many of you brought materials? Your report of your implementation. Okay. So those of you that didn't, we're happy to help you, but you're going to have more work to do today. Okay? Okay, so we'll go down to the aulas. We'll begin as soon as we get down there. We have a break? It'll take 50 minutes. Okay, we'll start at 12:30. I'm tough. 12:40. She's much nicer than I am. Okay? And we'll ask questions down there. Gracias.
Okay, we're gonna have to probably leave. I don't know. We're gonna have to leave some stuff. We don't plan to. No, we have to leave it. Yeah.
Is anybody else using the room between now and tomorrow morning? Can we just leave the room?
I think we can leave the room. That's a question for Ali, but I think we can. Yes.
Just leave the room, and we can leave the chairs set up the way they are.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
We'll just take the stuff out of the middle of the way. Okay, so, do you have the information, do you know enough about Comparte that you can put in your report?
Yes.
Okay, so if you need help, email one of us.
Okay.
Or direct message on Twitter. Do that as soon as
Or
possible.
find somebody in your triad to help you.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
But you're gonna miss your certificate.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
That's what I want to ask.
So we will give any people, so let Sandra or Ali know that you're leaving, so they have your name, and then we can give them your diploma to give to you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all we.
Well, good. Well, that's pretty
Okay.
good. Okay.
Who does
I think Sandra
Ali
or
or
Ali.
Sandra.
The people at the desk outside, just let them know.
the website, the link?
It's on the agoraonline.net, and then in the menu it says Comparte.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a link.
Thanks.
Okay, let's go. Yeah.
I kind of did Diego's work.
Oh, yeah. Well, can he help others?
Sure,
another
do
one, yeah,
another one, yeah. That's a perfect idea. Oops, sorry, can I just put your hand in my backpack too?
Okay. I've got the list.
Okay, we need to take down the big paper and the tape.